folks. We need y'all. Yeah, we live now. We need y'all right out the gate. Like, subscribe, notify, follow, all the things.
All
All
that,
the things.
all that.
What it do, man? Team No Sleep, y'all. Listen, it's August 23rd. My goodness, August is almost over. What is this? Is this fall? Uh
No,
I
we still
just
in
know
summer.
I just know I know the kids about to go back to school. That's all I know. What's happening. So
yeah, you know, we
uh
good, man. We blessed, man. I
yeah.
think
Well,
that
I see we both we decided we got the memo. Red shirt day today. I see
yeah,
we got that
represent
memo.
that. We gotta put that hot weather on since we got the we just had the hurricane Hillary that came
Man.
through. She blessed us. She blessed us with a
Yeah.
little bit of water. We had the earthquake out here in Southern California. Mother Nature blessed us with a little shake. I got to
Yeah.
make sure we give a shout out to the people on Maui, man. My heart goes out to those people in that crisis, in that situation. I think I've tweeted to social media. I hope they don't treat the residents of Maui like they treated the people in Louisiana. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I
That's
hope
a
this
good
is a
point.
better. This is the way we treated the people of Louisiana and those people in Puerto Rico. I hope we've learned our lesson from them, and FEMA is able to manage that money out there for them and help those people get back on their feet in Maui right away. Um,
Definitely. That's it.
that's one thing, and I think that's bigger than everything we're going to talk about, right?
No,
That's
that's
the big.
true. That's truth, and
Biggest
that's a good
issue, man.
way to start it. But let me ask you something again, because it was such a rare occurrence for hurricanes hitting California.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, literally right in the middle of a hurricane, we got an earthquake that hit y'all as well. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
from your side, and everything good with the Allen family. I mean, no damage or nothing from that.
Yeah. We're blessed. We only got hit with rain. Like we got
Okay.
touched with a lot of rain, which we needed. We always
Yeah.
need rain out here, which is a blessing. But we didn't feel the major effects. I think the major effects is felt more inland, like in the Palm Springs area and all them.
Got you.
They felt a bulk of the crunch there as far as the winds and the flooding and all that stuff. So what you guys see on TV is in actuality what's really happening. I think
Man.
those are
Okay. See, there he
they
go
want to they
already
want to
dropping gems.
sensationalize it. They want to sensationalize certain areas like that's all of Southern California. It wasn't like that, man. Mainly we just got hit with a lot of rain, which was okay, a little bit of wind. Obviously, we see what we saw in America. Can you imagine what happened in Mexico where they don't have the infrastructure like we had in the United States? No one's
Yeah.
talking about that. Their infrastructure is completely in Baja, Mexico, Tijuana, and those areas. I think they got hit a lot harder than we did in the U.S. And we need to also empathize with those folks as well. So I think
Yeah.
that's the situation there. We need to
Uh,
understand that that was something that happened, North America bound. Mexico got hit really, really hard. Those people need our prayers as well. Us in California, San Diego, and like inland, we got hit with a little bit of flooding. Not too much. Something that we can recover from, I believe. I think the crazy part about this whole thing, just kind of like being a homeowner and being out here and all that, is now these bum ass insurance companies are now talking about they don't want to insure people no more that live in these areas. Yet we're required to have insurance when you purchase a house.
Come on, Lord have mercy. Go ahead. We talk. We going to have a little master class right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, that
You
that
know.
that part right there is the most idiotic. So you want to tell me I have to have insurance, but yet you don't want to insure me? I'm paying my insurance bill, but yet you don't want to insure me.
Don't make sense to
What
me.
kind of crazy? I mean, when do we get to the point they can pick and choose? It's funny, but we can't pick and choose what bills we want to pay. We can't pick and choose what stuff we want to pay. And if we do, we get reprimanded. Am I correct? If we do that, we get reprimanded. How come these companies are able to do that to us on the flip end? Because all of a sudden they feel they're going to have to pay millions and millions of dollars out, and it's going to hurt their top end on the board of directors as far as the income they're going to come in. We really got a warped sense of where we're going in this world. It's crazy, man. It just don't make no sense to me.
I told y'all y'all need to subscribe. You see, we already dropping knowledge like this. We coming with this real heat. So
Well, we pride ourselves. People talk about stuff nobody wants to talk about, right? They
is
don't want
it
to talk about that. People don't want to talk about that at all. They really don't. They don't want to talk about. They want to blurb it in the news really, really quick. It'll be a topic when it becomes a political issue, and then it's going away. But we forget about we're missing those people that are affected by it, man. They're displaced. We don't want to talk about those displaced people. It seems as a society we choose to ignore them. Just like
yeah.
we've done homeless for so many years, and now we have this big problem with homeless. We really don't want to talk about displaced people,
Well,
and everybody
it's
homeless.
that awkward conversation, right? Again,
Yeah, yeah.
and I like even what Joshua shouts out to you, man. Appreciate you being here. When it's about the money, right? When it comes to
Always.
finances, when it comes to lobbyists, when it comes
Yep.
to interest groups and all that, and then when it comes to something that again is not very comfortable, majority of folks don't like to get into that kind of discussion for whatever reason. But we like to, I was going to even say that we like to talk about it behind the scenes in the backyard, just amongst our
Yeah,
peer group, as opposed to actually getting out there and mobilizing and doing something. So, man,
I, 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 I even think more so than mobilizing. I mean, acknowledgement, man. Like, when are we gonna start acknowledging? I agree. Money's important, and anybody that says money's not important is to me is a fool, because it is important. It
Mhm.
provides a livelihood. But when things that happen that you pay for in place to cover you if something goes wrong, and then all of a sudden the company says they're not going to honor it, that company gets no reprimand, and yet you still have to suffer. That part right there that's the most
I've been
mind
through it.
blowing thing I can.
I've been through it. You recall, me and my extended family, when we had the fires up here in Northern
Mhm.
California, and our uh, cabin burned down,
Yeah.
right? And so had to go through all of that, and then I'm not going to talk negative about it, but y'all know, y'all can do the research. Getting reinsured for a new place,
Hmm.
getting actual somebody to come out there and do some assessments to get our claims for
Yep.
the damage and all that. Right? Again, you pay the premiums, you pay insurance in case something does happen. When something does happen, don't act like we the bad guy. Right.
Yeah,
And
that's
and
what I'm
and
saying.
that was almost dealing with bureaucracy. Be honest with you,
Hmm.
that was a hard word for me to say. Dealing with bureaucracy was probably one of the harder things of even losing the house. Right? Yeah, we
Hmm.
lost the physical place. Yeah, we lost memories, and then we lost all that. But just going through the stress of dealing with someone who's supposed to be there to help you,
Yep.
and they are throwing the Heisman up all the time. Okay, man, we getting into.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, no, no, no. I think that's very important, because, like you said, dealing with that kind of issue right there, that's just one part of the process, right? That's one part of the process.
Yeah,
Can you imagine? And that wasn't your home.
yeah,
Imagine if that's your home,
yeah.
your main place where you stay. It's now gone or damaged, where you can't live there anymore. The insurance company doesn't want to pay you to stay in the hotel. Your family has to miss this place if you're even staying with extended family for a long period of time. They don't want to pay you to rebuild it. But yet, on the flip side, if you want to purchase a home, you're required, at least in the state of California, to have insurance. And I know in the state of California and the state of Minnesota, you are required to have insurance when you purchase a home. So I know at least two states where I've owned a home
Yep.
that you have to have insurance. So I have to have this, but yet you don't have to accommodate me if something goes wrong.
That makes
Like,
sense. Don't even sound right coming
what
out your mouth, to be honest with you.
what
Don't
part of the
even.
game is that? I mean,
Uh,
I'm very honest. What part of the game is that? Where did that even come from?
yeah.
I can pay you, but you don't have to reciprocate the value of what I paid you for.
My gosh.
And where we come from,
Come
if
on.
we did that, if I gave you some money and you were supposed to do something, James, and James is to come do it, guess what? James is going to see me eventually, and we're going to have a big problem.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Either James is going to have to give me my money back, or James is going to suffer the repercussions of not getting my money
You gonna get these
back.
hands right. You go some kind of way. We gonna get this figured out. But that's true, and
Yeah.
that's that real street justice. Speaking of
And-
someone who actually went through something, so I see my boy real quick. See my boy Dan in the comments there. He's down in Southern California as well, so he was part of some of that experience as well. So appreciate you for being here, man. Look like I'm going fishing with. Look, man, this is the official Team No Sleep bucket hat, man. You better get you one of these and use the
yeah.
code and get 10% off. Okay, there we go, man.
Yeah, yeah, and subscribe, man, and tell a friend to subscribe. But I do believe, I don't want to digress too much because we already digressed. But I want to say it's crazy, but like the people in Maui, man, like they're in a serious situation because they don't have the resources we have in the United States, right?
Yeah.
It's very difficult to get there. It's very difficult to get resources there. I mean, even just the smallest thing is lumber, right? Getting
Mm-hmm.
lumber to
Mm-hmm.
rebuild houses is going to be an issue. I'm hoping that this state of emergency isn't like we've seen before with New Orleans and Puerto Rico when they had their catastrophe. I hope that we've learned our lesson, the FEMA's learned their lesson, to be able to treat the people of Maui better than that and help that place get rebuilt the right way. New Orleans was built shitty. Let's call
Yeah.
it what it is.
Yeah.
When they went
Well,
back to do, they didn't do a good job in New Orleans.
what's going to happen? And then this again, not going to be a politically correct conversation or statement, but it's worth more to the majority to make sure Hawaii comes
Yes.
back than it is for sub sea level Black and brown folks in New
Yes.
Orleans and Louisiana.
And Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico. You're
And
right.
Puerto Rico, and
Yep.
we saw what had happened with Puerto Rico, right? So again, and I'm not throwing any shade, but just telling truth. So Hawaii gonna come back
I believe you
quicker
for
than
that. For that point alone, they're going to come back, like you said. Let's be running. Money flows through Hawaii because people is affluent. Affluent people travel there a lot and do things. Let's be real. Us black and brown travels to New Orleans and Puerto Rico mainly. Our dollars go there when we wanted to go and visit. Other people's dollars go to Maui. Not to say anyone is just not to say, but they regard
I
their
know about my
dollars.
beignets. I know
Yeah,
about my
yeah.
Cafe Du Monde.
Yeah, they value the fun. They value having that thing built back and that fun part piece back more so. But again, like I said, I hope it's treated right because the residents of Maui, man, I think it was horrible what happened, especially with all the deaths there. And like I said, my prayers go out to them. But again, I want to see FEMA get it right. I want to see us get it right as far as when there's a catastrophe like that, and we're supposed to come in and aid and help. Because right now we're 0 for 2, right? We striking zone now.
Man,
you want to talk baseball? We're 0 for 2.
Look at
Two
you with the
strikes,
baseball
baby.
analogy.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at
yeah.
you.
Let's open it up and get that third one, man. But and like I said, we friends and family that are from over there from Hawaii. Shit, man. I hope everything works out for them. Let me just do this. Blur me out so I can take this.
Go ahead and just show lighting and do what you got to do, man. So again, appreciate everybody being here. We're gonna get into it. So those who may be new, y'all see how I just moved them off the screen right quick. Social impact of sport. That's what we talk about here. Team No Sleep every Tuesday night. What's the night? It's Wednesday. Oh Lord. See, you can tell I've gone through some life change here lately. So every Wednesday night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure you subscribe, and do all the things. Good to see you, Shirley, there in the comments as well. All right, man, you ready? Let's get back to this first story. We always talk about the social impact type of story first. And kind of Maui and all that was kind of one story already, and a devastation there. But I am so happy that over the past few weeks, you started getting turned on or excited and really watching soccer.
Yes.
Boy, you soccer was kind of your close second. We know football is a number one, but boy, you was watching that World Cup and you had your winner picked. Let me ask, who did you? I know, but let's tell the audience who were you rooting for in the Women's World Cup?
I was rooting for France. I thought France had a chance. I really did. I thought they were good enough to have a chance to win it, especially the way they played against Brazil with the tie.
Yeah,
they came through, but they ended up losing, I believe, in the third round. They lost in the third round. But Spain was really good too. I saw Spain play before, and then I seen switching. I watched a lot of teams, man. I lost a lot of sleep. Bro, stand up at night watching Women's World Cup.
2 o'clock in the morning, right?
2 o'clock in the morning, man. I ended up turning on the game, and then I can't turn it off. So I watched a lot of them play. I watched everywhere from the Philippines play to New Zealand to China to I forgot Ghana. I watched all of them.
You
play
was deep into it. You was deep. So that means okay. So now you're a fan. You appreciate. You mentioned the winners already. So shouts out to Spain, the women of Spain, for winning.
Yep.
This is going to be our social impact and conversation right here because they won, which was all good. The fact that they won is a good part, but there is some controversy that has arisen from the win, and that would be from the Royal Spanish Football Federation president, Mr. Luis Rubiales. God, I can't. I'm just messing up names. I need more coffee or something. Mr. Rubiales. If anyone saw the incident that happened, it was his kiss on Jenny Hermosa. I got that image right here. I'm gonna make sure I don't get a copyright strike from YouTube, so I'm gonna turn the volume down. So check out the video right here. The man plants a kiss right on her, right on her, not on her forehead, not on her cheek, but on her face, on her lips. Let's watch it again.
He's on the very right. If you look at the screen, very right.
Grabbing it real good, and then he gives a little slap on the backside. Now, that right there, that half a second right there is causing some major rumblings globally, right? U.S. teams is talking bad about it, saying it's misogyny, saying it's this, saying it's that. A lot of folks are calling for him to be removed from office, not just apologize, because he already kind of apologized. I have a question about this, and I want to kind of go deep into it and maybe pull off some scabs here. Because from an international perspective, the hard hug, deep hug, the kiss on the cheeks, the kiss on the forehead, and all that. I've never seen the kiss on the lips like that though. But those bits of those reactions are typical.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why are we at a point now? So okay, look at it again. He holds her tight, messing around, kisses her, then gives her a little slap on the tail. My God, that's tough, man. Right? You really, in today's world, it's hard to do that. You really can't go over. You can't. Can you or can you not go over that line? Right? And did he really go over that line in that? Because all the other players, okay, reading the story here, and I'll put the links in the description. He's giving them kisses on the cheeks. He's giving them hugs and all that. So he's showing the affection. It's a very emotional moment. Spain just won the Women's World Cup. What are your thoughts about, one, is there really a controversy in his actions? Should he be removed from office? Should he step down from the presidency of the Spanish Football Federation?
No,
Come on.
no, and no some more. Man, I don't have nothing against the feminist movement at all. I really don't. I don't have anything against it. But come on, they're nitpicking on anything a male does to a female, even if it's good intent. I don't think I don't think the soccer player, whoever that was, is offensive by it. It was a moment where they were in a situation. They just won probably the biggest sporting event that Spain has won in the last decade as a country. You know how much they probably worked so hard, how hard he's tried to build it, how many people told him no, all these things, and he put this team together. Mm-hmm. They celebrated, they found one of the biggest achievements you can win. He's happy for all the young ladies. He happened to grab one, and I forgot. I don't know if she's the captain or whatever, but someone actually probably has some type of relationship with, at least professional relationships where they're pretty deep, and they probably had conversations.
Right.
I don't know what he said to her before he kissed her, but he gave her a kiss and patted her on her back and kept it moving, and he kissed the other ones too, on the cheek, on her forehead, or whatever.
Right.
Why?
Okay. Now the reason that I'm bringing this up is it's twofold, because I agree with you to an extent, and then you think about this from a U.S. perspective. We aren't as much into soccer as the rest of the world is. Soccer is life. Football is life for Spain, Brazil, England, and places like everyone else that was playing.
Correct.
To win the World Cup is a big deal, right?
Big deal.
You walking around with the big shoes. You're not paying for nothing forever.
Correct.
Ever, after you done won this. So I can understand the excitement and the exhilaration and the adrenaline and all of that. I guess just knowing the world and knowing how you have to always be conscious of what others are going to say, because you got all these cameras on you. I just knew that this was going to turn into something. I didn't think it was going to turn into as big of a story about him needing to apologize.
Let's paint this scenario. Jeannie Buss kisses LeBron on the lips after winning the NBA championship. Is that a problem?
I think did they win?
When they won in
the bubble. They won in the bubble. And
she did do that.
Yeah.
If she hugged him and gave him a kiss, is that a problem? Should us as male-less, instead of feminist, as male-less, should we be mad at Jeannie Buss because she gave him a kiss and a pat on the back? Would we be mad at that? No, we wouldn't.
No.
We wouldn't even have an issue with it. It wouldn't even be a topic of a conversation. But just because he's a man and he did that to this person on this stage, now it's all of a sudden the issue. Man, it wasn't offensive. He wasn't doing anything offensive in that situation. He wasn't doing anything derogatory to disregard, the feminist movement or to disregard women. He was in an act of celebration. I don't understand when we get in these acts of celebration or we're doing things, if just because you deem it as going too far doesn't mean it's going too far.
Okay, pause right there. Pause. Keep that same energy right there. Keep that same energy. So earlier on, before the match was actually
I know
won,
that. I know this. Yeah, I know where we're going.
But I want to bring this up for the audience as well. So earlier on, before the match was won, right when they were getting real close to winning, and I think extra time was running out. Here's a video of Luis Rubiales as well. Very excited, telling him congratulate. Oh my goodness! But did he just
Mm-hmm.
did he just give him one of those? Did he just
Mm-hmm.
reach for
Get one of
himself?
them. Yep.
The problem with what he did here's the problem. It's a decorum thing because the lady that's standing right next to him in red, that's the Queen of Spain. So
Mm-hmm.
so folks are like, bruh, come on. Know where you are. Know
Okay.
the room.
Okay.
Know the room. You in her box.
I
Know
get
the
that.
room.
Okay, so you punish him for being overzealous. You punish him maybe for celebrating, or you try to talk with him. But I'm not going to curb his enthusiasm and his happiness for him winning the World Cup. Like you said, this is like winning the Super Bowl in the United States.
Yes, sir.
A team, can you imagine a team like the Detroit Lions winning the Super Bowl that's never been there, never had a chance, hasn't won it in so long? All of a sudden they get there and they win it. You know what kind of celebration is going to go on? Do you? I mean, do you really know what kind of celebration is going to go on?
No,
People are going to be
can't fathom
talking.
it because it's going to be off the hook, right? There's going to be
Exactly.
people hanging off of the light poles. There's going to be
So,
right. We know all that.
so him pumping his fist. I don't mind him grabbing his crotch, probably telling him
Well,
kiss my blah blah blah.
Shirley said
Whoever.
he had an itch. Maybe he had an
Yeah.
itch there, but that's a tough itch to man
No,
have.
no.
Boy.
I think he probably did a poor gesture by when he did that and
Yeah.
celebrated. But again, we as U.S. is talking about, oh, he's offensive. He's this guy. I'm not gonna curb a guy for being happy for something that he probably built from scratch, and now all of a sudden he reached the epitome of success in his field. I'm sorry. Put me in a GM role and let me win the Super Bowl. You're gonna see me jumping up and down doing hurdles and two,
I'm
and
act,
doing
listen.
everything in the
We
world.
would act a fool. I would be
Act a
streaking on the
fool.
field. I'm
Yeah.
telling you
So
right now, premeditated. Yep.
yeah. So how are we judging this guy on these actions in an act of celebration when he has no history of doing it? He hasn't been in that situation. He's built something to his epitome that's on the biggest stage of the world, and he's super excited. Do I agree with him? Now grabbing his crotches a little bit, but I'm thinking that was towards somebody that probably said he could never do it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see you. You can kiss my mother. I did it. We did it. I
No,
think that's
and
one of
again,
those
that's it right there. Right again,
Yeah.
all you think about it, all the work, all the effort, all the time, all of the doubters of whatever the case may be,
Yes.
and then you finally at the top of the mountain.
I'm finally at the top of the mountain, bro. Everybody that doubted me, kiss my mother. You know, I'm here. We did it. And are you supposed to know your surrounding? Yes. Did he lose? I think, did he lose it? Yeah, he lost it, but he lost it in the midst of excitement. It wasn't like he's been deliberately trying to offend people. And I'm sorry, that one he should be spoken to like man, you came to grab me your crotch.
Yeah,
I doing that. Like, you
you
need to
can't be
chill out a
doing
little
that with
bit on that
the
one.
queen right
Yeah.
here, brother. Come on,
Yeah,
man, you
but I
can't do
mean,
that.
he can apologize, but I'm sorry, I was just excited. That's fine. And him kissing the girl when she's walking by as they celebrate winning. That was all innocent, man. He wasn't doing nothing he wasn't being offensive to her. He was celebrating in the moment, and he kissed all of them. He happened to kiss her on the lips, but I do believe he said something to her before he kissed her. He was holding her head, and he said, I don't know if he said, we did it, we did it, we did
Yeah.
it. And they kissed him. It's on to the next move. You know,
Yeah.
come on, man. I mean,
It was all in the heat of the moment, and again,
yeah.
so my perspective, because you giving yours, and I like what what Shirley was saying. The Spanish are an emotional breed, and
Mhm.
yeah, they are, and again, typical of kissing either on the forehead or on the cheek or whatever. But you at the top of the mountaintop at that particular moment, and you got your goalie walking across to you, the one who probably saved you from all of the PKs, from all the penalty kicks. She gonna get a little extra hug and a little extra kiss. Yes, it is what it
She's
is.
gonna get a little extra. I mean, think about this. We can imagine. Remember how emotional Michael Jordan was when he won his championships, when he was hugging his coach,
Hey, holding his coach, crying
crying
on the ground with the trophy, all that.
crying on the ground, hugging
Yeah.
his coach. We did it. Let's talk about Steph Curry when he was hugging Steve Kerr when they finally won.
Yeah.
Like, those are emotional things. The only difference is you have one sex versus the other. That's the only difference. You have instead of having a male holding a male, this one just happens to be the owner or the GM of the organization celebrating with his players. Now, again, why are we as excited that we're micro analyzing
Yes.
every little gesture that everyone is doing just to try to cancel it?
That's so that's what's happening. So there's the conversation I want to get into because again, this is starting to get a lot of traction online, and I just wanted to bring just a different level of conversation about this because it Probably couldn't have happened, probably shouldn't have happened, but it did happen. But is it really that bad? I don't know either as well. The man probably give him some grace. Let's not condemn the man just off of this particular action right here. Think about
Yeah,
this. Think about the situation. Again, you're at the top of the mountaintop. You done messed around and won everything.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't
And
know.
I would say flip the roles. If it was a woman GM that kissed a male player, would we be having the same issue? I don't
Yeah,
think we would.
no, don't think
I
so.
think I'd be like, oh, that was so sweet. She grabbed his face and she said, we did it, we did it, we did it, and gave him a kiss on the cheek and patted him on the back and said, yeah, and she started pumping her fist waiting for the next person. We'd be like, oh, okay, cool. They celebrate they won.
She gonna be. They all gonna be all right when them checks come. And a couple. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna demean it like that. But when them checks, start coming in the next couple of weeks, they're gonna be all right.
Man, those sponsorship checks come in and everybody
My
gonna be so
God.
happy. No, this will
Yeah.
be underneath. This will be all water under the bridge.
What's that?
I'm just saying,
What's
why is
Spain?
that
Get they
society coming
Adidas?
to?
Yeah. No, that's Germany.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but why we come to such a point where we have to micromanage every little aspect
Yeah.
of any person's actions solely for the fact just to try to cancel it,
Mm-hmm.
not for the fact to understand, not the fact to try to analyze it just to say how can we do better or get better. It's solely for the fact that we can cancel it. We there's something wrong. He did something wrong. Oh, he said this or he did that or I'm analyzing exactly what James is doing just so I can point this out to somebody and say James is a jerk.
Yeah.
When do we get to that point, man? Like, come on, man, we need to chill out with that and just let the man enjoy the moment, right? Okay, maybe a little bit inappropriate, but it's okay. He didn't do anything malicious. He was fine.
We've had this conversation before about society being soft.
Yes.
Is that where we are now?
Yes.
And I don't even know if that's the right word to use. Right? We in everybody's business when we don't have to be in everybody's business, and things get blown out of proportion. I think this is one of those things that may be getting blown out of proportion. And again, we're spending this time talking about it because we are acutely aware of the other side of the conversation and just want to make folks part of our community have this dialogue and have this conversation, see both sides. But have we gotten to that point where again we just can't we that crab in the barrel type of situation where can't let good enough be? And I don't know, right?
Yeah. Good enough is not good. Bad is bad, long as it's drawing attention.
Marvin's asking, is the athlete complaining? She did. She was kind of taken aback. She wasn't expecting it. So during the post-match interview in the locker room, she said that she wasn't expecting it and was kind of taken aback. And it doesn't look like that she's necessarily saying anything else. But again, it's everyone around. It's the Megan Rapinos. I love Megan Rapinoe, but she's the one calling it misogyny. She's the one calling for more action and for him
she's
to
an
step
extremist. Her opinions are so extreme, it's crazy. She doesn't like taking jokes. She thinks everybody's offensive. If it's not pro woman or feminist movement, it's offensive to her. In my opinion, that's the way she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that all of a sudden that situation? Because I'm telling you, I bet. Let's say there was a woman GM kissing a woman. Is that a problem? If it was a man kissing a man, is that a problem? Why all of a sudden, just because it's a man kissing a woman in the midst of a celebration, it becomes an issue? Now, imagine that person, that soccer player, sitting in the locker room, getting ready to celebrate with her players, and you hit her with that question. How did you feel being kissed by your owner? Oh, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What kind of question is that? You didn't talk about how we won the game, how we done this thing. You're talking about how my GM gave me a kiss in the midst of celebration. She probably wasn't even an afterthought. I wasn't even thinking about it until you brought it up. Now that it garners attention, now it gets everybody thinking, and now it puts her under a microscope and him under a microscope. That's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Because if it was malicious, it's different, right? If it was a malicious, he did it.
Right.
Hey, I grabbed her. I'm trying to kiss her. I'm assaulting her. That's different. In the midst of celebration, I don't think there was a problem because I don't even think she had a problem with it. Now, if she would have came right and says, hey, he kissed me and then defended me, maybe that's something completely different. That's a completely different conversation. That wasn't brought up.
Yeah.
That wasn't a conversation.
We will see. But listen, we bringing you news that is in the middle section of the paper that's on its way to the front page. Right. We get right now what's on the front page is Fulton County, what's happening with these debates tonight. I mean, that's what's happening right now. But tomorrow Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all tune in, and they're gonna continue to be talking about this. And remember, we brought it to y'all first. Let's keep it moving, man. Marvin Stark, see you in the building. Appreciate you, sir, for being here. I already addressed your question about is the athlete complaining. Let's move on to something a little bit more positive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some flowers. My goodness, where my flowers at, man? God, where my songs at? Golly, Sha'Carri Richardson, man, she fast.
She fast.
That's all I'm gonna say. Sha'Carri, she fast, and she proved it
Man.
to everyone. Right, going out there and winning at the World Championships, 100 meters, her race, the race that she was destined to win many years ago, and then was it her grandmother passed, and then she got caught with some marijuana thing. So right, she got caught up in some things, got caught up in life. Took a little time, regrouped herself, came back now, and now is just locked in on
Man.
herself and her
Man.
craft. Come on, talk to us about Sha'Carri Richardson. Let's get these flowers, man.
I told you before,
You did.
I thought she was the epitome of what we should be celebrating as a young lady. She world athlete. She got her grandmother, like you said, passed away.
Mm-hmm.
She was smoking marijuana, or was in a situation where there was marijuana involved, which is legal, mind you. Smoking marijuana. She owned it. She owned it.
She did.
She owned her punishment.
Mm-hmm.
She owned everything about it and said, I needed some time to regroup. I'm sorry I handled it the wrong way, and got myself back right, and I'll be back to fight another day. Look at her now, the fastest woman in the world.
My goodness.
Ran against all the other faster women in the world, and she actually was down in the race and came back and ran a 10.65 to be the fastest woman in the world, and she rightfully so should be celebrating and dialed in. And I don't know why the Olympics have not lifted her ban so she will be able to compete in the Olympics.
You know what? So I'm gonna go ahead and speak this into existence, because that's the gotta happen.
Yep.
That's there is no doubt about that. And there's got to be a special counsel, if there's got to be a special vote or whatever, to see her again, as you said specifically, own up to it, come back, stay in shape, stay on target, and come back and win. And then to see that photo that she took with all of the other women that race with it, just to show that love amongst the track and field community. Sha'Carri Richardson better be running in the Olympics for the United States of America, man. Or we gonna have some problems.
Did you see her post interview afterwards when the person actually mispronounced her name, and she would correct him and say, "My name is Sha'Carri Richardson."
Yeah.
And number two, but I mean, you know why that's important, man? Because again, like you said, people lost focus on her because of her issues, and no one ever talked about the reason why she owned up to her mistakes. Yes. How she openly discussed her situation. She didn't have to do that. She could have just been like, "I'm okay, whatever," and moved on and kept everybody mystery. She talked about her situation. She told us the reason why, what happened, the reason why she did it. She was in mourning, so she decided to partake in that. Okay, it's an illegal banned substance amongst the Olympic Committee. I'll take my punishment as you guys did. They suspended her. She couldn't compete. Then she came back competing. She lost her first couple of races.
Did. Yep.
She was losing her first couple of races. She wasn't back at the tip-top form. And then all of a sudden, like you said, at some point, something clicked in and she dialed in, and she's been on a terror on the track field.
Hey, Shirley, yeah, when she pulled that wig off and took some of that wind resistance off, that's when she started winning. when she pulled that wig off.
It's funny. Us in the United States, we all love a comeback story.
Yes.
Why are we showing this one no love? This is the best comeback story I've seen in a long time. To somebody to overcome an obstacle, from like I said, from someone's death that was close to her and her family, to being brutalized in the media for taking a legal substance, right? And then to lose and talking about she's lost it, she ain't got it no more, to now coming back to being the fast. And remember, she ran the race, and this is just recent. Remember, she ran the race and she broke the record of that event. And then the Jamaican girl ran the race the next day and broke her record. This is supposed to be the showdown. And Sha'Carri blew her away. Not blew her away, but she beat her, with the fastest time. Man, what kind of comeback story is that we shouldn't be talking about and telling and celebrating in not only in the track in the sports world. It should be celebrated what she's done and able to accomplish over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think folks just don't understand and recognize the magnitude of it. Right, running 10.65,
Yep.
running 100 meters in 10 seconds. Come on now, that's
From start to finish. Not a running start. That's the start to finish.
running 10.65 100 meters should, and on the biggest stage, not just out at the park or something, not just in trials or nothing, but at the World Championships.
But
I just think that the
let's
sideline
go back a little
fan
bit
isn't
though.
aware of it yet.
Again, America loves a celebration story, right? The comeback story. We love was Michael Phelps when he came back from his situation. And he comes back to dominate. We love Greg Louganis way back in the day when he came back from his situation.
Yes.
From diving and he hit his head, but he came back to do it and win.
Yep.
Celebrating her comeback in her situation the same exact way. That's the part that I'm not understanding. We pick it. We're funny, man. Our society's so funny now. We just like to pick and choose who we want to celebrate and who we don't want to celebrate. We pick and choose these stories who we don't, and they don't want to give the roses to, I think, people that rightfully deserve it. She's still ostracized because she smoked weed, man. Something that's legal. Like that baffles me. Well, guys that take steroids and things that were illegal are still celebrated in the media to be okay.
That's it. That's truth right there.
Like, right. I mean, where? I don't even know what to say. Like, where's our I guess respect,
empathy, our compassion, all those things, right? Because as you already said, right, she didn't have to come out with all of that.
No,
she could have just locked herself in her room and just dealt with it, as opposed to being very vocal, very upfront. Not even just being vocal, but just being upfront with the situation and why, who, what, and why, and all of that.
And to me, it's even more upsetting that her fellow athletes in the professional world haven't shown her at least publicly more support than I think they should, as they should. I really do. I mean, why? I think, I'm not sure, don't quote me on it. I think LeBron was supporting her when it first happened. I think he was in their corner. He said a little bit something about it. But it should be way more people more vocal about her and celebrate her success, in my opinion. Look, they're all in the same world.
Especially some of those influencers in entertainment and in sports. The ones that we look, the folks that we always see talking and hyping up everyone else, they should be hyping up this story right here. Yeah, that is a good point. That's a good point.
Man, I mean, they should. You'll celebrate Kanye West and Drake, but you won't celebrate a person like her who's coming back, right?
Well,
you celebrate.
I want to talk about this. What Marvin just said, she won't be celebrated because of her color. But see, and I'm gonna put a little bit of Marvin's business out there. But his daughter is an amazing track athlete as well, who is out there running and doing hurdles and doing some amazing things. And I wonder if, I don't know if it's because of her color. I don't know if it's necessarily because she's a black woman. I just wonder if it's because of the stigma and what you keep talking about, the fact that she.
I don't know, man. Let's be real.
Let's go into it because I'm wondering, is it the substance abuse? Not even abuse. Is it the weed smoke, or is it because she looks so different and she's pulling the wig back? I mean, there's been other black women who have done good, have done bad, done good, and then came back and been celebrated. But why is Sha'Carri not being celebrated?
Okay, I think race has something to do with it, because let's take a different sport, but let's take a woman, Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey, she got caught. Mm-hmm. She's still celebrated. She's celebrated as probably one of the top MMA fighters ever. She got caught taking illegal substances. Nothing wrong with her. She's still celebrated. She's in the media all the time. She's high profile, so on and so on. Mm-hmm. Why is Sherry Carter not in that same realm? Top athletes, professional athletes, only differences in their skin color. Mm-hmm. So, and one is, I think, more of a traditional sport than the other one, right? Track and field is way more traditional than MMA was, and wrestling, right? So, we're going to be real candid about it. Is race a part of that equation? Absolutely, 100%. You can't tell me any different why she's not being celebrated. Because if that was a white athlete that did that, I guarantee you they would be all in the media on it.
Okay, I think now we're getting to where I wanted to get to, kind of what you said, and this is probably it. So not just the race, but the background. again, so the things that are around Sha'Carri, right? I think that's what the masses have the issue with.
Mm.
And
I'm gonna have to.
I may be reading into something, just trying to have some dialogue, but again, just trying to figure out again why it's only
Why?
TV Sleep giving Sha'Carri Richardson
Why?
her
But why
flowers
should
like
that
they're due.
matter? Why should that matter in her success? If she's been successful, why should her
I
success be
think people
celebrated?
scared. I think people scared of her. That's why. I think people scared of her.
Well, scared of her. That you can be scared of her doesn't mean you shouldn't celebrate her success. Media's not scared of her.
Come on.
Think about it, man. If you're gonna be scared of anybody, why are we scared of Josh? Josh toting around a gun, supposedly.
Oh my goodness.
But yet, Josh still highly celebrated, highly accolated. Period. So we're gonna talk about because you're scared about someone's surroundings. Or let's talk about the surroundings of certain other athletes, and then you can tell me that would be a point. You can't tell me you're afraid of this woman and her surroundings, and that's the reason why we're not celebrating her or getting on her back. When there's other athletes that are in way more dangerous and way more volatile situations, and we celebrate them like no other tomorrow. Kids are still doing the jaw dance after they shoot a shot.
The little kids.
NBA is still promoting jaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nike is still selling jaw shoes. John's still doing commercials, and anytime John makes anything, it's celebrated all over it's explored all over the news, all over TMZ, all over NBA Today and whatnot. Good or bad, right? Doesn't matter. So his situation is way more. It seems more dangerous than Sha'Carri.
Man.
Yeah, Marvin. Ronda lost, then quit fighting, but then she still celebrated though.
Yeah.
She still celebrated.
She can still walk into any arena and get massive applause, right?
And from what I understand, MMA has asked her back to come back as well because she's such a big draw.
Mm.
She's just been knocked out a couple of times now. I don't think it's kind of tarnished, but you know what I mean. But I mean, it doesn't negate the fact that she's not a draw. She's not celebrated.
Yeah.
And she is. They always keep saying she's arguably the best female MMA fighter ever. So she's got her roses. I'm saying what they say. She's got her roses.
You know, check yourself now. You know, don't.
Oh, I'm not saying she is. I'm saying what they say. They say she's already one of the greatest MMA fighters as a female. Okay, that's fine. A record show, whatever it is. But I'm saying Sha'Carri is the fastest woman in the world, undoubtedly, right now.
Yeah,
there ain't no doubt. Not celebrated, once celebrated, and to the point is, like the gentleman said, that her daughter's in track because of her color. I think color is a component of her why she's being ostracized and not being celebrated. I'm not gonna. It's not. It can't something that's not being ignored. That they're ignoring.
That's true. That's true. But we gonna celebrate her. That's why we're talking about her, and we like I said, we're gonna speak this into existence where she gonna be running for the United States at the Olympics, and I'm gonna be doing just like you. I'm gonna be cheering my lungs out when she crosses that finish line and raises the flag.
I hope to see her in the 100, and I hope to see her in the 4x1.
Oh yeah. She wouldn't be the anchor. No, she could be the anchor.
Why wouldn't she be the anchor?
I'm just trying to think. I would just.
Man, her in that 4x1.
Well, the reason being because I always have a weird thing. I always like the very first one. I always like our lead to just blow everybody
to get
out.
The lead?
I just want us to like lap folks, to be honest with you. So I'm always rooting for, I know the anchor is dope, right? And the anchor is the person who's gonna make up for it. But if we straight out the gate, straight off the gun, if we already got you, that could be Sha'Carri. So either one of those two, either
one is fine. But the only thing with the start, she got to run the curve. I don't know how strong she is on the curve. I know she's strong on that straightaway. I think getting her that anchor, man, or the second leg is too long. I don't see her in the second leg. But that anchor would be something nice to have her there to wrap it all up.
I'm going to hold this comment right here for further because I think this is going to come up some more kind of as we were talking, not the image that folks want to see. So again, I'm going to keep tracking this story about her and seeing if folks give her flowers and how she continues to compete and progress. And I'm wondering if something like this is going to pop up either covertly or overtly. But there was another bit of flowers that we wanted to give. Shouts out! It's Black Girl Magic Day today. Simone Biles, my goodness.
Yes,
She came out. I made the joke, 20 years of retirement. Messed around, got married, and said, you know what? Okay, I want to come back and do my thing. Probably trained for 10 minutes. Went out and did a couple of flips. The next thing you know, she back on top, winning at the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Just even think about it. Just say, do I got an outfit that still fit? Let me go on out there. Just y'all set it up, and I'm gonna go out here and show y'all young folks how we do.
Yeah,
Simone
that just
Biles
shows a
back in the
testimony.
business.
I think that just shows a testimony of how good of an athlete and how great of an
Yes,
athlete she is.
yeah.
To be able to take that much of a hiatus off, get an applause, and then come back and win the U.S. Classic.
Come back and just
Um,
win.
just tremendous. And again, I think she's going. With more training, she's only going to get better. Right? She's older. She's more mature. She probably understands what the game a little bit more. What she does a little bit more, and what she really wants to accomplish on there. A little bit more than just being told what to do. She's
Yes,
got a chance to step back, mature, and
yeah.
look at it how she wants to do it. So, we commend her, man. I'm looking forward to seeing her compete to go to the the Olympic trials, and her go back again. And I mean, like you said, man, Black Girl Magic. What a success! What another successful story in her world. But she's celebrated in her world big time.
Yes,
She's very
yeah.
celebrated in the gymnastic world. So, kudos to her. And before we go off the story, we got to give a kudos to, like I said, to Serena Williams. Congratulations on the newborn to
Mama
her.
again. Mama
Yeah,
again.
mom
Yeah.
again. The great. So we got a trifecta of Black Girl Magic doing big
Listen,
things all the
boy.
way
Don't
around.
don't don't sleep on them now. Don't
Yeah,
sleep on them. They out there. Serena out there having babies. And if she wanted to come back and hit that ball, she could probably come out next week and
and be
still,
ranked.
my God, still hit that ball 100 miles an hour. So I think I
Yeah,
even saw Coco Graf did some good things recently.
yeah.
So
I did too.
again,
Yeah.
man, so it's happening. We want to celebrate these good things. There's always the negativity that happens, but we want to celebrate the good stuff as well. Um, we going back and forth now. Okay, talking about celebrating, talking about
That was.
negativity. It seems like every time when we talk like the NFL, there's always a challenge. Always it's either something good, something bad, a lot of bad all
Yes.
the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just preseason. So
Yep.
highlights and lowlights. I haven't been watching many games. I told you because I'm just it's just not good. It's not good. But I want to ask you about perception and what happens when athletes get into trouble. Case in
Mm-hmm.
point here, story here. Sam Williams plays for the Cowboys. Got arrested, multiple charges, substance abuse, or substances on him,
Mm-hmm.
and had a weapon on him.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones got the story, of course. Jerry Jones, GM and owner, so he knows everything that happens. And Jerry said, "Okay, it's not that bad. He's still gonna play."
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that, so I heard that, and I heard that, and I said, "Man, have we gotten to the point where it's just the repercussions, the punishment, just the conversation. Man's got a gun walking around with him. Having the gun, it was actually a misdemeanor in Dallas, but having the substance that he had, and it was not the controlled substance charge was not for possession of marijuana, and it was a state jail felony. So it was more of a crime for having the substance that he had on him,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to having the unlawful carrying of a weapon as a Class A misdemeanor where he was. And I hear that and I hear those things. If you and I got caught with whatever substance, had a weapon in our trunk, it would be a different story. But here,
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones, one of the richest people in the industry, the National Football League, is saying, it's all right. He's still going to play. It's
Yeah.
not going to affect his day one hitting the field.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's Sam Williams is a guy that's going to be on the field. He's a player. I think he's a starter. He plays significantly a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played a
Jerry's
lot of
not
time in
going.
preseason too. So yeah.
Yeah. Jerry's not going to. Jerry feels that whatever the charges weren't so bad where I have to reprimand him in any kind of way. Just let the legal system take care of itself, and it's probably going to be a fine and a slap on the wrist and let's go. Um, Instead of being investigated by the NFL and do all the other stuff where they want to implement suspensions and all that. And they may come back in and do it. I don't know. But, the point, like you said, we're at a point in time where that's more important. That's more important than following the rules, right?
Yeah.
Your ability
Right.
to play is more important than following the rules. It's been that way for a long time in sports. This ain't nothing new. It just happens to be that we got social media on now,
That's true,
and people
right?
are
We
looking at it. As
probably
you
the
see the
police
Sam
are out there
Williams,
filming and posting it
yeah,
online, so
yeah.
immediately we know about what's going on, which is crazy.
As you can see, the Sam Williams story wasn't like the top line story, anything like that. It
Yeah.
probably won't be. It's going to be buried somewhere, and it'll be gone out of the media in a couple of days. It just had to be reported on. But we've come to a point where your ability to play will outweigh the rules of what's going on, the team rules as well as the NFL rules at this point. Because I don't think you're supposed to be carrying a gun, or you're not supposed to. But that's a whole other topic we have to discuss another time.
Right. And depending on where you are, but again, for where he was having that firearm, it's not unlawful to carry it, so it was a Class A misdemeanor. But
but having the drug possession, I don't know what he had on him.
that's the one. Yeah, we don't know exactly what he had on him.
So are we talking about? Did he have? Let's be honest with you. If it wasn't marijuana, did he have? Where it was pills?
Mm-hmm.
Did he have where it was ecstasy? Did he have where it was? Was it cocaine? Was it something else? Something else even strong? We don't know what those are.
Right. We don't know any of that yet. Yeah.
Yeah. But let's not make any mistake. That was purposely left out of this article.
Oh, definitely.
For us not to
definitely. Oh, definitely. Right.
So that's the power of Jerry Jones, though, right? That's the power of Jerry Jones. That's
what I'm saying. So that's where I'm going, right? Have we got to the point where, and I see Marvin talking, he puts the emoji of money. Have we gotten to the point where it's just more important to get out there and win, baby, win, and we'll deal with the repercussions of this charge against you when it comes time for that. It's more important for the Cowboys to trade Zeke over to the Patriots, and it's more important for us to make sure that you, Sam Williams, are out there on the field day one so that we can try to win this another trophy. And then we'll worry about these drugs and this speeding and this weapons charge.
Are you asking me? This is a yes or no question?
It's rhetorical because I'm just spitting off and I know what it is.
I'm rhetorically saying yes.
Oh my God.
So does winning outweigh that? It has and always has in the NFL when it comes to the part of making money. Dallas Cowboys is the number one sports franchise in the world. It draws that much money. I believe them, the Raiders, and the Lakers and the Yankees have all draw that much money.
Well, the Yankees not doing well right now, so okay, we ain't gonna get into the Yankees.
But I'm saying for them to be a draw, winning is the most important. Yeah. Winning always trumps situations that happen that are lawful. If they have enough money to wipe it under the rug, they will wipe it under the rug for this person in order to continue to play. We've seen it time and time again in every sport. This is nothing new.
I don't like it.
No, it's not. It's not. Well, I think none of us like it, but the fact of the matter that it is. The problem is it's not everyone's not treated the same, right? When the same situation. Yeah. Because if that was a player that was on the practice squad that had that same exact crime, he probably would be kicked off the Dallas Cowboys. So that's where
turn in your pads that night. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where we get it. And a player that's in that same situation, probably in California, will get a different reprimand than they did in Dallas. Yeah. So my problem is with the crime itself, but my problem is also the way we punish them for doing these crimes is so different on so many different levels on every different team. It's not the same. Like the NFL rule, the NFL is a bunch of, let's be honest, man. When it comes to money, NFL is soft when it comes to the owners. The commissioner is not telling the owner anything what to do. He's not going to tell the owner what to do.
Who works for who? That's true. Who works for who?
And I agree. I know the owners all pay the commissioner to kind of monitor and manage, but he can't come in and employ anything on any organization if they don't want him to. Dan Snyder showed us that for how many years? I ain't doing what y'all say, period.
Yeah.
I can care less. The only reason why Dan Snyder's out of the league, because the other team said, you got to go. Yeah. The other owners like, nah.
Other owners pretty much vetoed and voted him out. That's true. Yeah.
The commissioner had nothing to do with it. The other owner said something. So unless the other owners want to intervene with Jerry Jones and his punishment of Sam Williams, there will be no that. It is what it is. My problem with this whole thing is, like I said, the power of the media is funny, and people would have overlooked that. They purposely left out whatever drug he had to not put that on in the article. They purposely did that because if it's public record he got arrested for a gun, it's public record what he had in his possession for drugs. But they yet choose to make sure when they release to the masses that we're not going to mention what drug he had. So it doesn't give the perception that he had something big or something really, really bad on him in order to show more suspension to minimize the story for Jerry Jones.
I'm gonna have to get some
That's the
counsel like
power of
that,
money.
boy. That's good counsel right there. Shouts out to MDH in the building. We see you, my friend. Appreciate you for joining. Where you been? Where you been, MDH? We need you. We could have used you about 20 minutes ago when we were talking about the what were we talking about? Oh, the World Cup. The World Cup. Because we could have used some some interjection there. So watch the replay, leave some comments, and come back at us. But okay, so that's it right there. We're not going to belabor this story because it's a smaller story. But I was just wanting to have that conversation about, again, is winning that important to where something like this gets pushed under the rug? And I think I knew the answer, but yeah. I'm reaching, brother. I'm reaching. Let's stay with football though, because we talked about our dude last week. Shouts out to the 49ers. They have made their decision who is starting and who is second string. Their number two. Their number two is not Trey Lance. Their second string is Sam Darnold. Trey Lance is he's on the line. He may need to get his bags packed because San Francisco will probably not keep 3 quarterbacks, and it's a shame because we've said it and you said it really adamantly last week. The man can play.
Yes,
he can play the game. He's just talk about again being in the right or the wrong program.
Yeah. There's no doubt, man. Anybody that's quarterback that's in the NFL is a talented player. Yeah. It's being in the right system. And it's a perfect. And here's an example for our audience out there. They want an example. People that watch the Monday Night Football game with the Baltimore Ravens. Josh Johnson threw like 3 touchdowns that game and was balling out of his mind. Josh Johnson has been a journeyman, but now he's finally found a system that fits him to be the backup for my man in Baltimore. So he's found the right system where he could be productive and be successful. Alex Smith, not too long ago, 49er fans remember this. They was hanging for his head when they drafted him until he found the right system with Jim Harbaugh. And then he got traded and he was able to adapt to other systems. Trey Lance is just a guy that he's not in the right system that's conducive to his talent right now. They're better off with Purdy because Purdy showed he could play in it, and they're better off with now what they think Sam Donaldson. Now, contrary, do I think they should get rid of him? I don't think so because we know in the NFL you need a third quarterback. It happens time and time again. But with Trey Lance, they're good. I'm sure they're probably going to unload him, and I hope they unload him to Pittsburgh. To be honest with you,
Come on, I'll take him. Listen,
I would take him in a heartbeat too because
I burnt one of them, but I think I still got a couple of terrible talents.
Because he has a skill set, but people don't understand. Sometimes your skill set doesn't fit the offense because the offense has to have a certain type of person or player that's in there. It's really difficult. It's difficult, and when it comes to football, it's very difficult because if it doesn't fit your scheme, if your strengths don't fit the scheme of that offense, most likely you're unsuccessful. We can look at Russell Wilson right now, his struggles. Russell Wilson was so successful in Seattle for all those years in the Pete Carroll system. He goes to Denver, and his first year they want to have his head because he's not being successful in the system.
Terrible.
It's not about it's not that he can't quarterback anymore. And it makes me funny when they say, oh, his skills is diminished. No, they haven't. His skills haven't diminished. He's in a different system. It doesn't work the same. When you get traded, your offensive coordinator doesn't come with you. The terminology doesn't come with you. You know what I'm saying? You just as a player got to go somewhere else.
You got to read a new book. You got to read a new playbook, and you got different cats that are telling you what to do. That's true.
Yeah, we can tell you all over again what happened to Cam Newton. Cam Newton was the greatest thing that was going on in Carolina. As soon as they felt that his skills are diminishing, and we want to bring somebody else in, which is a money issue. It wasn't more his skill set. He wanted to make sure he got more money and more of a contract. They don't want to pay him. He goes to another team and he struggles. Now the narrative is, oh, he can't play no more. He's not any good anymore. No, he's not in the system that he's successful in anymore. There's the difference. It's not that you can't play if your skills are diminished. And like I said, I can't stand people like Shady saying he shouldn't be in the NFL or his skills are not good enough. When his skill set is good enough, it's just he's not in the right system. And someone like him should know. He was successful in Buffalo. As soon as his ass got shipped to somewhere else, a different system, he's not as successful anymore. It's all about the system that you play in. Everyone in the NFL is a freak athlete. It is what it is. They're great.
That's true.
They just have to be placed in the right system and in the right position to be successful, just like we have to do on our regular jobs at work. If you're placed in the right situation to be successful, you're typically 9 times out of 10 successful. When you're placed in a job where it's very difficult for you to learn and figure it out, you're not as successful, and sometimes you're not even going to be there that long. They want to get you out of that situation because you're not being very good at your job. It's not that you're not a good employee, not that you don't know what you're doing. You're just not put in the position to be successful. Trey Lance is in that situation right now. He's not being placed in a situation to be successful.
That's truth.
That's what's it.
Boy, that's truth right there. Let me pause right quick because I want to give a little update to folks. I just saw what happened. So I'm gonna switch these cameras. Y'all know this is business, right? So Team No Sleep, we out here working on business. We're not just trying to get Google checks. We're working on brand endorsements. We're working on recognition, things of that nature. So if you do not have YouTube Premium, I believe 5 seconds ago, you got an ad inserted into this live stream. And that is a way of supporting the channel, supporting Montel and myself. So that's what happened just now. So if y'all don't have YouTube Premium, you just got an ad. Yeah, because I saw it pop up. I'm like, I always want to make sure folks know what just jumped off. Nothing happened with us. It's what's happening with you. And it's just a way of providing support to the channel and to the show. So there you go. There was my little PSA, public service announcement. All right, brother. I don't like this. I'd much rather have you in the big screen. No one wants to see me.
I like when you there. That's
rub some dirt on it. Rub some dirt on it. That's what we rocking today. I tell you what. Let me give you one more story, and a story you didn't know because I think this is hilarious, and I just want to ask your opinion. I know you're a boxing fan.
Yep.
But I know you a traditional boxing fan, right? You appreciate the craftsmanship. Right, you old school Leonard and Hearns and Ali and that kind of thing. Have you heard of this thing called phone booth boxing?
Yes, I have.
Bruh.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, I seen it.
Let me tell you something. This is about to be my new sport. I'm about to buy jerseys and all kind of things. This don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense, man.
It's literally started in Russia, but it's picking up popularity across the globe, and it's literally phone booth boxing. Two folks get into a OG phone booth. They take the phone out so no one gets hurt from that, and in that small confined space, they are wailing on each other. Referees are standing outside of the phone booth, and they're able to. The winner is determined by if you knock somebody out or if someone just taps out and says, "Look, I've had enough." And referees are outside of the phone booth, obviously. My gosh, bruh, I come on. I'm looking for all the YouTube channels that got phone booth boxing because this right here is hilarious.
This makes no
sense. It is hilarious. Now look at this big fella.
You know what this is, man? You know what this is? This is prison cell boxing being marketed.
It looks like Ringling Brothers right here is what it looked like right now.
This is nothing but prison cell boxing. And if somebody getting out of prison, that'll be my number one fighter. I'm gonna get him to be in this because that's all this is. Get yourself in a small confined space, and you have to throw those hands until you can't throw them no more to figure out who's gonna win. That makes no sense to me, man. I can see why this started in Russia, right? This has to be started in Russia in order to do something like this. I mean, I don't know, man. Are we that far that we need to be entertained by something like that? Like
this is where we are. Look at this. This is where we are. How do you even find a phone booth nowadays? I haven't seen a phone booth in decades, but apparently they're all over the place in Russia. But there it is.
So we got to do phone booth boxing to be entertained.
Yeah.
We got them dudes slapping each other to be entertained.
Oh, I mean, we came this far. The slap boxing. Oh my God.
Yeah. So we came to this point where this is the form of entertainment that people want to see. Where I don't even know if it's just Bruce. I don't know if this is even a skill set. The skill set to fight in the booth, right? You just kind of got to. I mean, obviously, if you're a trained athlete, you're gonna do better than the average man. But I don't know, man. That's this. It's almost like it's making a mockery of boxing, right? Okay. Same thing like
listen, like I said, this is hilarious. This is Ringling Brothers, and it's just funny, and I can't take my eyes off. I make the joke. I'm not really buying jerseys, and I'm not buying tickets to it. But the
fact my question is, Do you pay to see that?
No, oh no. I'm not giving my dollars to this madness. Oh no.
Okay, so me personally, if I'm not giving my dollars to it, I'll be like, man, this just don't make no
Oh yeah.
sense.
Oh no.
So I don't know. I'm just laughing about where we come to as far as the entertainment value. What deems
Somebody
as
had to think it
entertainment?
up.
Yeah, that's just, yeah. You should,
Somebody's
you know
job
what?
is to sit around and say, "Oh, this is what we're gonna do for
Yeah,
entertainment, and we're gonna
we're not
charge
gonna do
money for it."
boxing. We're not gonna do MMA. We're gonna put them in a phone booth and say, go in. Oh, what? Like, come on, man. Like, for real? Like, I'm
I,
telling you, that's nothing but prison boxing in the cell. A cell's nothing but an 8x8 cell, and people boxing it, right? They
Lord
got to
have
fight.
mercy. Got to fight.
Granted, you fight for something completely different than the person, but you fighting in the cell. That's all that is. If that's the case, we need to go ahead and get with a prison, put some cameras in some cells, and we can televise that, and we can all make some money. That's what we should do. And we're
I
gonna go
can't
for
do
that.
it.
That's what we need to do.
I can't do it, folks.
So
That's how we gonna leave y'all tonight, folks. Good Lord have mercy.
that is crazy,
That
man. That's
phone
crazy.
booth boxing. Y'all go check that out if you so desire. I don't even know what. I'm not even gonna give you any links to it because I don't know. I found this. I was just doing some research. Team No Sleep research. Bro, we did what we needed to do tonight. We talked about a lot of things. Hopefully, we opened some eyes and caused some discussion. I would even like folks who probably didn't agree with us to leave some comments.
Yeah, absolutely,
and be willing to come on screen with us one week. Right? Listen,
yeah. I
we
mean,
the platform is open. That's what we do.
yeah, I have no problem in sharing, my understanding or beliefs about something. So please, if you guys want to join in, please come in and challenge us. I'm always open to listen. I'm not a closed-minded person. I'm very open-minded. So if you can shed some light on my space and prove me wrong, I'll be the first one to tell you. You gave me a whole different perspective. So
There
join,
it is.
be a
Hey,
part of it. Yeah.
take us home, brother.
Absolutely. First and foremost, got a shout out to Ray Leonard Jr. He just came out with his new book. Proud of you, man. Congratulations on that. Happy birthday to Akili Smith. His birthday was yesterday, man.
Okay.
Wish that man another trip around the sun. And then also, man, as we always say, please get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations because that's just going to make us better as a people. Team No Sleep, subscribe. We out.
Appreciate y'all.